Hi, and welcome back to Emotion Stats. And the topic for today is holding feelings in. I think that's a very important topic to talk about, or you can call it a subject, whichever one you want to call it. But that's the name of the topic, holding feelings in. And this can be very hard to do. Okay, so now we know that this, holding feelings could be hard to hold in. Guess what? We need feelings to operate in this world each and every day. We need feelings, and our feelings that we feel, whether we're happy, sad, mad, depressed, whatever. If we want to just, if we want to cry, if we're just in pain, all of those feelings turns into an emotion, and that emotion, it shows up. Okay, so so like when I have a good attitude, I guess this is what people would feel about me, especially the males. I think they're gonna think that I'm just so cute then. But anyway, with these emotions, sometimes we do express emotions, and we have feelings that shows our emotions to be angry or upset, which is not really as pleasant as the other ones. Okay, so we have discovered that. If we didn't know already, of course, feel it's a good thing to have feelings. But what happens when people's feelings come out? How do you feel when you're, crying and pouting all the time? But just imagine like it being a man, because in this world it seems a little bit awkward. I mean, I'm talking about with the time and the ways that we grew up, for a man to cry. Okay, because people they cry for different types of reasons, and usually when people complain, and people do complain, it's because maybe they're in pain or something isn't going right, and so those feelings won't leave the inside of them until they show their emotions. Sometimes after that, it still doesn't leave. Kind of like if you have a cough, it doesn't go away till you take your coughing medicine or till it just wears off. It just doesn't go anywhere just like that. So people are easy to express themselves, but it's a right way to express yourself. In some ways, you could be frustrated. Okay, so you understand that there are ways that you can express yourself with your emotions and the feelings that you're feeling inside. So everybody, you think it's good when you get to, have a little laugh or something like, or like, you know, so then that's when everybody think, okay, well everything's all right, but it's not always all right. Sometimes they're feeling inside and they still laugh, right? All of these feelings and emotions can be frustrating for people who are not trained and skilled with it. But I mean, how skilled can you be? So it just, different situations for different things. So anyway, of course I don't want to gear off of the, holding feelings in, and you know, like, okay, for instance, babies crying. What do you feel about that? Yeah, you give them a bottle, or rattle like a toy, and it'll calm them down. And it seems like a lot of times it's so easy to calm down babies and children. Um, if you've been around babies and children, you know that they just want a bottle, something to eat, a diaper change, a nice clean bath, and they put on some clean clothes, and next thing you know, because they want to be clean, they want to be fed, they want to be happy, and their toys make them happy. Being around people that are kind to them and nice makes them happy. If they're not so nice to the baby, then they're gonna just because quite naturally they just want to be happy. We're all born to want to be happy. Okay, so but what I'm telling you, babies, they cost money. Trust and believe. Taking care of them seems nice and easy and everything, but when it comes to the paycheck and everything, you got to make sure you have enough money for them and a nice, good support group, because that nice, good support group is going to make sure that you and your kids are taken care of, because they know you need stuff. If you can't get it yourself, they're going to want to be able to, help you. And there are a lot of programs that's out here that can help you. You got family, you got friends, and I mean it's awesome. It's great, having kids and being around other people, kids. It's great. But when these adults cry, oh my gosh, they want so much, and I think they're even more expensive than babies and kids. The things they want is just outstanding. It's just huge, and then of course when they get it, they're happy. But when they're somebody might have to give them a kiss. And if they did not show that they had feelings, their emotions wouldn't show, and nobody probably would ever get them a kiss. It's like, it's so many things that let people know. And it's like if you're around them all the time, I'm sure if you know how to show out your feelings into it and let your emotions show to the people around you, they already pretty much know what you want because you're expressing it to them. Okay? And you'll wonder in the back of your mind, why you don't care if I just, want this and want that. You're gonna wonder. You're gonna wonder about that. So that's what feelings do. It helps us to turn into an emotion, and then we express it and it comes forth, and you can see what the feelings are causing. So if I'm feeling bad inside, I would be, and that I would be sad or maybe hurting. Like when people are hurting, they're gonna complain. And I know I said that, but this is something that I guess people need to understand, or at least care, because like when you're in pain, you're like, all of that pain. These feelings and emotions bring out, and it brings forth how you're really feeling. And certain feelings and emotions, of course, show you what those emotions show, what those feelings really are. Because I can tell you, hey, I'm in pain, but most likely you won't even know unless I do like this. You know, so it's like I could tell you I'm in pain, but if you don't see it, okay, um, if I was scared, what would I do? What about a man? Okay, so when you have feelings, you can tell them, hey, I'm scared, They're like, yeah, right. Not until they hear that little sound, that emotion shows forth. So now we get to know how, that you really feel. Now, holding feelings in, number one, could be difficult to do. It can even be very, very difficult to do. Number two, it can cause stress or frustrations. A lot of people don't know what stress is until they go through it. Stress gives you pain in your body, could cause your hair to fall out, could cause you not to want to be around others. It's a lot of things because you're frustrated. Because as much as we prepare to deal with the feelings that we have and the emotions, it seems like it's never enough preparation for it, because basically we still get frustrated. So we could prepare all day, but in the middle of number three, it can cause you outbursts and unwanted and harsh words with people. Some people might not say it to other people. They just say it to themselves, but they are so upset that outbursts come out even if no one is around. That's how strong these feelings and emotions are. It's very strong, and I know that we as a people, we understand this, but are we listening? Are we really listening to what it is doing to people? Stress is not fun. Frustrations are not fun. But, people tend to get over it, But, and it also, let me tell you, it'll cause you to say things that you don't want to say, or that you normally wouldn't even, say, or you just don't want to say it. If somebody make you mad and they 1,000 pounds bigger than you gonna say, "Get your big butt out of my way." You be like, "I did not mean to say that," but you're so caught up in your feelings and emotions, you will say it. I mean, harsh words. I actually don't want to even go there, but I use that one for another one. Even if you're smaller than them, just say if you're 1,000 pounds smaller than them, or 10 pounds, no, 100 pounds smaller than them, they be like, "Get your skeleton looking," and these words come out, but you really like the person you're talking to, but they made you so mad. You went there. You dug it up. You went there. You might not even really care about calling them this, but they made you so mad. Automatically, your instinct dug up some words that you know would actually hurt them. You might not even mean it, but some people mean these things. Don't get me wrong. I mean, some people, they really do. But the only way to get you back and hurt you is to hurry up and be quick and dig it up. And that's what feelings do when you're involving with people. So some people don't involve with everybody because they already know what's going to happen. But some people like, it's just a part of life. We got to do it anyway. No, some people like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to deal with certain people, and that's it. on a certain level, I'm going to deal with certain people. And that's why we probably can get along better, you know. So, I mean, because you don't want to say stuff to your best friend and your kids and your parents. You don't want to say stuff that you wouldn't even want to say, not even to your siblings and your grandparents and any of your family and neighbors, you know. You're like, oh, I can't take the words back. They gonna think you mean it forever. And you just wanted to hurt them like they was hurting you. You knew what could hit them. You saw what it was, but you're not thinking that about them. But they think you do. And that's just how it is. If you really want to break it down to understanding, you know. But the sad part is finding out who actually meant it and who don't, because that's the person you might want to distance yourself from. Seriously, because they really meant it. They weren't just trying to hurt you because they weren't just trying to hurt you because you hurt them. They were just saying it. They meant what they said. And, it's very crippling. People have these issues and outbursts. It's like a crippling, it's like, man, I can't help myself. Some people just can't help themselves, and they might not mean it either, but they say it and they can't help themselves. They don't have to be mad at you. It's something that they just doing. How do you determine which one of the other three is it? Are they just having a hard time not saying anything? Or are they just trying to get back at me and make me hurt like I hurt them? Or are they really just, feeling this way about me? I need to know. I want to know. Okay. So when dealing with these things, number 5, of course, it keeps you from handling tasks or things the way that you should or would handle things like relationships and things like that the way you should, even in the workplace. Because feelings can get in the way. These emotions can stand out. And I'm telling you, all because someone said the wrong thing to you, or they thought this about you and they said it. Oh, you really mean it because you said it. How do you know? Think about it. You people out here could be losing really good relationships because you think they really meant it, and then you hang out with the ones that really mean it. I don't know. That's kind of confusing too, but it's hard not to be a friend if you're a friend. It's hard not to be caring if you're caring, and you got those feelings of caring for people. Them emotions are gonna show eventually, right away, later. Something's gonna show. I'm not trying to confuse you, but eventually those feelings are going to show. So like I said, it's hard to hold in things like I like you. For instance, what if I had been in a relationship for 20 years with my husband, and then my neighbor all of a sudden wants to tell me, hey, I like you. Well, I've been married for 20 years. Now you want to tell me, why didn't you tell me before I got married? Then maybe we could have seen where we can work out. But it's hard to hold those feelings in. So what do? How do you handle this, though, husband? How do you handle this, though, if you're a wife? Women, y'all can get crazy, too, okay? I'm just saying, how do you handle this if it's hard to hold it in? How do you fix this? How do you get help for this, I'm sure it's a way. But some people will wait year after year, and they'll get mad at you, and they'll tell you 20 years later, and you're like, why you didn't tell me you was mad? Or maybe because I was trying to be your friend. Or maybe because I just didn't know how to come and tell you. But now you're going to interrupt my life? But is it really interrupting your life? Maybe it could. Maybe it couldn't be. But that's for them to determine if that's what they want to do at the time when you need it the most. So, in all seriousness, holding feelings in, you need to learn how to be able to express these feelings in the right way. That way you won't be so long with holding these feelings in. I mean, you try your best. And thank you for tuning in with Emotion Stats.